Yeah, I mean, they have another one, which we'll get into coming up, where she apparently has seizures. And from the black box information that we know about, and we'll talk about that, like I said, coming up in the next block. But according to the black box information, she might have an argument that perhaps this was a seizure. We'll talk about what that might mean for the case and everything. But, Mike, I do have to take a break. Welcome back, folks. Before we head back to court, let me bring back in my guest, still with us, national trial attorney, actually based in Detroit, Michigan, Michael Jaafar. Mike, I want to get back to our discussion earlier. Again, second-degree murder in this case, any unplanned, non-premeditated, intentional killing of another caused by reckless disregard for human life. This goes back to what we were talking about earlier, this idea that maybe it was some combination of the gabapentin, which is meant to control any kind of seizures and things of that nature. And you're saying if she connects that, or maybe that there's some mixture of alcohol. She claims she had one glass of wine at a bar, but of course the officer said he smelled a lot of alcohol, so I don't know if those jibe. But also, she claims that she might have had a seizure. Her legs stiffen up when she has a seizure. The black box showed that the speed from 5 seconds to impact, 5 seconds before, that whole time, the speed is increasing. And it shows that the gas pedal was pushed all the way down. That kind of plays into the idea that there was some sort of maybe seizure going on. Does that help her at all?
Yes, you stumbled right into the main point of this case. So had she not been drunk, I don't think she would have even been charged with murder too. I think she would have been charged with something else, and she would have pled this out. But because of the fact that she was above a 0.17, she wasn't just above a 0.08. She was above a 0.17. You then fast forward to the fact that there's going to be a trial, there's going to be witnesses, there's going to be testimony, then there's going to be a closing argument. In the closing argument, I can tell you what the state's going to say, because it's black letter law in Michigan. They're going to say at a 0.18, she no longer has the right to have any other, because even if she had a seizure, and even if this murder was unintentional, by virtue of the fact of her making the intentional decision to get behind the wheel, even if she didn't have a seizure or did have a seizure, she made that overt decision. And by doing that, she created the situation where she could then have a seizure, because we know that the seizure is exacerbated by alcohol, right? So she's not... The gabapentin in her system adds credibility to the fact that she had a seizure. And what you said right now that I didn't know, the forensic evidence also lends credibility to that. But the fact that she was super drunk, she's done.